Hey, what's up everyone? This is Snackbox. Hope you all are having a great day. Guys, in this video, I want to show you how I solo the dragon stage 10 hard with Marius. And the reason why I want to show you this is because tomorrow on Saturday, we have the dragon tournament, the champ training tournament, and the gear hunters event as well. So you can basically triple dip points by soloing the dragon. Now there are a few champions that can do it, right? We have Theodore, we have Nishak, and then there's Marius. Now Marius is technically a free-to-play champion. Everyone will get him at some point, and you can solo the dragon with Marius. Absolutely no problem. Let me show you the run. And the key thing here is that you build him with enough resistance, right? Obviously, you need to do enough damage. I'm going to show you the gear. I'm going to show you the relics and masteries and so on. And also having him, you know, with a 6-star blessing is definitely helping, but I don't think it's super necessary. I think you can still do it with like a 5-star, 4-star maybe even. All right, so 26 seconds, 20 turns. I'm pretty sure some people can do it way faster than this, but this is how I am doing it. Now, let me show you the gear first. So he has a 6-star blessing, obviously. That helps a lot with the speed, accuracy, resistance, and damage, just in general. So as you can see, he's in a 6-piece Slayer set. The only thing that would be better is probably a 9-piece Slayer set, where he deals additional damage, based on his AoE skills, and he has a max HP AoE skill, so that deals a lot of damage. You have a 30% chance to deal additional AoE damage, and that is quite a lot and boosts your run. Now, you can probably get away with a 4-piece Slayer set and a lethal set, for example. That might work. I haven't tried it, but, that could work. You would have a little bit less Death Ignore, but the important part is definitely the turn meter fill, right, from the 4-piece bonus. Now the 6-piece bonus is also helping, obviously. 30% Death Ignore is definitely better than 25, but still I think it could be possible with a little bit more stats maybe, or maybe even with less stats if you build him with a lethal set and a 4-piece Slayer set. Now these are his stats. Obviously, for the dragon, I, have some area bonuses. The 20% Death Ignore, additional crit damage, resistance, and also some defense and speed. Speed is probably the most important, then Death Ignore, and then resistance, unless you can hit it without the area bonus. So as you can see, 5.9k defense. This can be as high as you wish, but you should definitely go for like 300 speed. 100% crit rate, obviously, as much crit damage as you can. I have 360 here with the area bonus, and then you need to hit 450 resistance at least. This is the minimum. Let's take a look at the stats. So on HH Gaming, hellhades.com, one of the most helpful tools, the stages tool, where you can see the stats of the enemies. So here you can see the Tainted Hellraiser has 250 speed, and he has 320 resistance, 330 accuracy, and that means you want to hit at least the 435. I would even say 450 or more than that. More than that is good. You should maybe stop at like 500, then it's probably useless. Unless you want to really min-max, the last amount of percentages to resist the debuffs. But it's all about resisting the poisons from the dragon, so you don't kill yourself by taking extra turns and so on. So yeah, 450 resistance is what I would aim for, and then 300 speed. You definitely want to be faster than the dragon. Those are kind of like the two main stats you need to hit, and after that, it's just damage, damage, damage. All right, let's take a look at the relic. I have the Cat's Gaze on him. It's a 5-star relic. It doesn't have to be 5-star. It can also be 4-star. So these triangular gemstones, they are not really helping because we are not placing debuffs, and you need 2 or more debuffs to ignore 3% more defense. And we don't have that here with Marius, he cannot place 2 or more debuffs. So these are not doing anything at all. The only gemstone here that is doing something is this one right here. So the Bloodthirsty Prowess, every time the wearer kills an enemy, increases the damage dealt by 10%, stacks up to 30%. Now this doesn't work on his max HP hit, but it does work on his A1. So if his A1 does 30% more damage, that's a lot of damage. That's really helping to clear the waves, to clear the shield from the dragon, and we are benefiting a lot from it. There are definitely some other options you can put in here. For example, you could use the turn meter boost effect because he's getting turn meter boost from the Slayer set. Or you can use the Dungeon Delver, which just adds a 10% damage boost in dungeon battles. That works as well. It's not as good as Bloodthirsty Prowess, but at least it's more damage. For the triangular ones, you can use the Target Smash, Critical Strategy, for additional crit damage, because at some point all your enemies are going to be lower than 50%. And there are also some mythical ones. For example, I don't have this gemstone, but I wish I did. And it's this one. So the wearer deals 50% more damage when counter-attacking. Now you might ask yourself, why is this one good? Because the dragon, it will try to decrease the turn meter of Marius. And, we all know Marius, his passive skill. Every time somebody tries to decrease his turn meter, he will counter-attack with his default skill. So you deal more damage. That's why this gemstone is definitely good on Marius. Now you can also get this Retribution Mastery for an additional chance to counter-attack every time Marius loses 25% of the max HP. And this is really proccing a lot. And then I also have Helm Smasher, right? I'm also using Methodical because it's, increasing the damage of his default skill, which he does use a lot. But the most important mastery here is Life Drinker. Life Drinker is so important because every time you drop below 50% HP, you will heal up again above 50%. And if you do that with a max HP hit, you're basically full life. So that is super important to keep your Marius alive. So you also need some survivability, like 50k HP, and then obviously enough defense, which also scales with his damage. So you should build some defense anyway, but you also need to build some HP, right? Obviously, he's completely booked. Now, if you don't have a 6-star blessing, I would go for Cruelty. Cruelty is probably the next best blessing after Crushing Rend. Maybe Soul Reap even, but I think Cruelty is better because you're starting to decrease the defense before you hit that threshold, where Soul Reap only helps you if you reach a certain amount of HP, right? Depending on the amount of stars you have. For example, 8%, 4% is not a lot, but for PvE content, like if you're looking for a blessing that is good for PvE and PvP, it's definitely Crushing Rend, but I would only use it at a 6-star, and after that, it's gonna be Cruelty. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it about this build. Let's run it one more time. It never failed. I ran this team thousands of times, and there's absolutely no chance that it fails. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you the team setup, which is important for me because for some reason I had to do this. Some people don't really need to do any team setup, but I guess my Marius is just not strong enough. So I had to come up with a team setup, and I'm going to show you that in a second. If my Marius was stronger, if I maybe had a 9-piece Slayer set, he would probably do it without the team setup. So yeah, let me actually show you right here. So for round 1, I'm opening up with the A2, the max HP hit, and then I'm prioritizing it, and I'm blocking the A3. On round 2, I'm blocking A2 and A3. I want him to clear the wave with A1 so he can start round 3 with his max HP hit. And then it's cycling perfectly and lining up with the shield of the dragon. I really need to do this, otherwise I'm failing. If we can't deplete the shield of the dragon and he stuns Marius, then there's a chance that this fails. That's why I had to come up with the team setup. So I'm prioritizing here the A2, and that's it for round 3. All right, so one more time, and then I'm gonna let you go. So as you can see, we start with A2, he finishes up with A1. Now he's gonna A1 3 times, or actually 4 times. He's not killing everybody with 3 A1s, but there we go. He's starting with the A2. There was the counter attack, actually. Now he's, putting up the shield. We have the A2 ready instantly. And yeah, that's about it. And there we go. 26 seconds, 20 turns. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. Also, you can join my Discord and ask me anything you want about this. Maybe you also need help with some other champs. Always feel free to ask. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more raid content. And the YouTube algorithm is going to suggest you a video that you might like right here. And see you in the next one.